We're going to be featuring 5-minute lightning talks from different groups, both local and national, that are building psychedelic community. So first, I'm going to welcome to the stage 5 SSDP students from UT Austin, the University of North Texas, and the University of Houston. So please welcome Jessica, Chelsea, Pierce, Jordan, and Jackson.
Hi there, my name is Tristan Seikel, and I'm the founding president of the University of North Texas Students for Sensible Drug Policy. So the Students for Sensible Drug Policy is the largest global youth-led network dedicated to ending the war on drugs. At its heart, SSDP is a grassroots organization led by a board of directors primarily elected and from our student and youth members. We bring our young people of all political and ideological orientations together to have an honest conversation about drugs and drug policy. We create change by providing a platform where members collaborate, communicate, and share resources with and coach each other to generate policy change, deliver honest drug education, and promote harm reduction. Founded in 1998, SSP is comprised of thousands of members and hundreds of communities across the world.
I am Chelsea, and I am one of the co-presidents and founders of Students for Sensible Drug Policy at the University of Houston. We are working in every possible socio-political context to support young people and surrounding communities in making change no matter where they are. We have a global network consisting of over 6,000 members in nearly 300 chapters across 35 countries. We are working with allies from Austin to Ghana to bring sensible drug policy around the globe. Personally, during tides of imposter syndrome, having a global network available is beyond words.
Hi, my name is Popson. I'm the other founder of the University of Houston chapter. And personally, what I've learned is that there's a difference between joining this movement and understanding how to really integrate a movement like this into your community. And so what I love about SSDP is that they have this program. It's called Just Say No, and that's KNOW, not no, like Reagan's campaign. And what it does is it allows you to learn about topics that range from things like the discriminatory origins of the drug war itself, how to communicate with people who have suffered from this war on drugs, this war on us, and also information about the substances themselves. And so having a program like this allows you to educate yourself and on a peer-to-peer basis talk with your community and really get rid of the stigma that's just around all of these sort of things and let people know the truth and put yourself in a position to get that out there.
Hi, I'm Jackson. I'm a member of the SSDP chapter here at UT Austin. The Psychedelic Assisted Therapy Pipeline is a new program being implemented by SSDP with the goal of creating a structured and robust way for students to become involved with psychedelic therapeutics as a viable career path. This will involve connecting students to mentors in the field and internships, as well as providing scholarships that will help fund the cost of training, attending conferences, and other career development expenses, with a specific investment for opportunities of people of color, particularly those who have been impacted by the war on drugs. Throughout this conference, I've heard a lot of questions relating to what qualifications and trainings are associated with becoming a psychedelic therapist or researcher, and SSDP is working with MAPS, CIIS, and CPTR, as well as MAPS Public Benefit Corporation to develop a formal training consortium. As a student, I find this program particularly inspiring because I've always wondered how my own academic pursuit can contribute to these causes that I feel so passionately about.
Hello, I'm Jessica. I'm a third-year member at SSDP at UT. So I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about how to get involved, especially in Texas. So anybody can get involved, whether you're a member of SSDP or not. It's also super easy to become a member by just going on ssdp.org, becoming a member straight through there, super easy. But a little bit of work that UT does specifically, we work with Austin Harm Reduction Coalition a lot, and we make harm reduction kits to be passed out in the communities with like wound care, naloxone, that kind of thing. And then we also end up raising a lot of money at parties that we throw on campus. And so all of that money is going to go to RACES, which is Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services, Texas Criminal Justice Coalition, Austin Anarchist Black Cross, and SSDP Global Activities Fund. So right now we have like $1,000 to split up between those, and then we're also going to make a community bail fund to help bail out like students that have been incarcerated. So yeah, besides that, please get involved. We're doing great work, and literally anybody can do it. Go on ssdp.org, and yeah, let's go change the world together.
Okay, thank you. So our next speakers are Sarah Gehrke and Ryan Gause from the Texas Psychedelic Societies.
Hello. Hi. What an honor to be here. I was just thinking this is the largest integration meeting I've ever been to. And I've never had my voice heard by so many people. And having my voice heard is something that I've been working on since I've started on the psychedelic path. So my name is Sarah Gehrke. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm the founder of the Austin Psychedelic Society and co-founder of the Texas Psychedelic Societies. Thank you. I want to thank all of the global psychedelic societies that have come before us and have helped me form and shape our groups. My journey began after a diagnosis of narcolepsy in 2015 and 2 years of being on modafinil, 400 milligrams of modafinil, and falling asleep. So I needed to wake up. And so my two intentions when I first started on the psychedelic journey is wake up and find myself. And interestingly, I learned that I'm not here to find myself, I'm here to discover us. So that change in me started out by looking for community and love. And a way to do that was to start the Psychedelic Societies. So our first meeting was at a public library. We filled it to capacity, and I had such a dopamine hit of love and community that 2 weeks later had a second meeting, and then that transformed into integration meetings, peer-to-peer groups, speakers, and film screenings. That wasn't enough. I kept wanting more and more. So I felt like we needed to connect all of these Texas cities. So I went to Dallas, had a meeting there, and met Ryan Gause. He has helped me form other societies in Houston and San Antonio. And we have found organizers to step up for those groups as well. So I will pass over this mic over to him, and he'll explain how to get engaged.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Maps. So how many people in the audience have actually been to a psychedelic society meeting in their local city? That is amazing. Oh my God, that's more than I thought, to be honest. But we want everybody to go. And some of the challenges that we've faced over the past 3 years, and especially in Dallas, we've started at coffee shops. And we've moved into a Unitarian church, and they have supported us and loved us. And we are continuing to grow, and especially with Austin here, Houston, and San Antonio. Some of the biggest challenges that we do face as organizing, especially in the psychedelic space, is obviously you can guess, hey, where can I get medicines? Where can I find a sitter or a guide? And we have to be firm. As much as we would love to help everybody, we have to be firm, and it's not to just have control over that, but it's just to say, I don't know you, I can't help you, and it's what's been able to bring legitimacy to our groups and to what we're doing, because we are very public facing. You can find all of our meetup groups on Meetup, all the Dallas groups, and if you're not from Texas, go on Meetup. It's one of the best resources to find a psychedelic society in your area. What we'd also recommend is, if you don't have one, or one of the questions I hear from conferences, psychedelic conferences and Burning Man, is, I'm not a medical professional, how can I get involved or make change happen? And it's starting a psychedelic society in your community, or getting involved in one that already exists. It is very time consuming and is a lot of volunteer hours. But again, we get, every time we hold meetings, we get thank yous for doing this, because you're building community and you're having people come to share their experiences, and they can't do that anywhere else. So we have big plans for Texas. And again, thank you, everybody. We want to thank MAPS. So yay.
All right, so I'm going to introduce our final lightning talk, Taylor Bollinger from Decriminalize Nature Dallas.
Dr. Hart was right. You really can't see anything from up here. Hi, my name's Taylor, and I'm a co-founder of Decriminalize Nature Dallas. I first heard about Decriminalize Nature when I was at the Queering Psychedelics conference in San Francisco in June. It was an amazing conference, but I met some of the volunteers out there, and they actually invited me to come with them to the city council meeting where they were having the final vote on the proposition. Unfortunately, life called, and I wasn't able to do that, but I did watch that on YouTube. It's still up. You should watch it. It's great. But while I was out there, I was put in contact with Tristan, the UNT SSDP founder, who you just met a minute ago. And he introduced me to Ryan and the Dallas Psychedelic Society. And basically just building on the momentum from the Oakland decriminalization movement, we were like, let's do it, huh? And so we did. Let me check my notes. Okay, so there are a couple other members or organizers as well. Wes, Jess Liberty, and Brandon. So Brandon's a veteran who's treated his PTSD with psilocybin. Wes is the organizer of Dallas's first psilocybin mushroom convention. And Jess is a local drug culture organizer too, I believe, with Normal. So we have had a couple pretty well-attended town halls since then. And at this most recent one, we were actually interviewed by the Dallas Morning News. So we were on the front cover of the Dallas Morning News, which was really exciting. It was below the fold, but we'll forgive them. Funny thing, though, if you look at that article, I'm actually not in it because I was at the regional burn for North Texas, Mischivia, at that time. I was helping run Sanctuary, which is sort of like the Zendo project. But, here I am, so fate works in mysterious ways. Anyhow, let's see. As I'm sure you're familiar, the Decriminalize Nature campaign is a campaign that started in Oakland that aims to decriminalize plant entheogens, whether by a reduction to the absolute lowest police priority, as in Oakland, or by a ballot measure like they're trying to do in Portland. It also serves as an information nexus on psychedelic harm reduction and community education that seeks to expand access to safe plant medicine healing and ensure that everyone is included in this new psychedelic renaissance, even the most vulnerable groups in our society. And as a trans woman, that really appealed to me. So I'd like to quote some language from a policy document that Decriminalize Nature put out. We believe that when only certain groups or practices are authorized to utilize certain naturally occurring plants and fungi, it increases the probability of criminalization and/or the reduction of access to the general population by creating pressures towards restricting personal agency and access. So my personal ambition is to become a psychedelic therapist, like many of you. I obviously believe in the medical model, but also the need for these substances in perhaps what some of the other organizers might call colonizer society is extremely great. So a multiple modality approach appeals to me as well. Let's see. Okay, at Decriminalize Nature Dallas, or D&D as we affectionately refer to it, we're currently hoping to channel the growth I was talking about into a couple different directions. First of all, we have started getting a little bit of traction inside City Hall. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to spoil the any energy that might be spooling up about that, but we have had some officials make contact with us, or an official, excuse me. And also, we'd like to expand our reach into the minority communities in DFW because I know that there are indigenous and people of color using psychedelics out there, but currently everyone on the board is white and not entirely cishet apart from me, but kind of. Okay. And specifically because these communities are both have the least access and the greatest need for these healing medicines. When I was out in California, I kept hearing this refrain, "You're from Texas? Ew. Like, why don't you move to California?" And I mean, I do love San Francisco, don't get me wrong, it's super charming, and that would be really great. I definitely know a lot of refugees from Texas on the West Coast, but but I've always felt a special calling that kept me here because I feel like Texas, it's such a front line for this battle, and we need people with our mindsets here because there's so few of us, there's so little access to these medicines, and we have so much work to do.